is my closet. Pretty good, but there's still some items that I have that aren't technically in my closet and they're out in the hall. So I should also bring those in. Oh my god! Not to be dramatic, but this thing is so heavy. Oh. Okay, so now we have all my clothes in this room and it's time to do a declutter. And I've already really separated out a bunch of things that I'm gonna get rid of, but I need to sort out what's being sold, what's going to charity, what am I passing on to friends, and I thought we could hang out today, so let's do the thing. We are going to be doing a closet declutter, but this is so much different than any declutter I've done before because I want to burn this forest to the ground. I want to get rid of a bunch of stuff that I literally never grab for. Literally never grab for. We've all got those pieces in our closet that have had their day in the sun and need to be put down. But there's also a bunch of pieces that just don't speak to my style anymore, and ones that are in such good condition but could go to a much better home. This is gonna be much more of a chill video. If you're looking for my complete process on how to declutter your closet while simultaneously finding your style, which I will touch on a little bit today, you can check out my video that I did last year when I did a declutter. I was actually watching it just for like inspiration of seeing what I did there. There are a lot of tips in that one, but now it's about really getting serious. I'm not really going anywhere, so even if I had a super minimal closet, it wouldn't bug me at all. I just want to have things that I actually wear and actually can identify with. And that is because last year was the year of foundation and this year is the year of growth. And that means we can be getting some things for our wardrobe, but I just want to be mindful about what those are. Rosie and Scotty are out at Scotty's mom's. This is kind of giving me the vibes to just totally focus on what I need to do today. So let's do this. I also just crushed so much sushi and I'm full, and that's why it sounds like I'm out of breath. I did not do any cardio. I would just crush in some lunch. So I am full of energy, if you can't tell, and I am ready to get started. So if you are clearing out your closet as well, let's get all cozy. I'm gonna go make a tea real quick and then we'll get started. Doesn't that feel so whimsical? It's like I'm shutting off everything from the rest of the world. So this is the mug I've been enjoying lately. Love to do a little tea spotlight. It's a peppermint vanilla tea. So this is the little box from it, but I love this mug. It's from an artisan down in Hamilton, Ontario, and it just makes me think of those moon phases. Like I feel like maybe I'm in this moon phase. Like I'm not a baby moon, I'm not a new moon, but I'm not fully come into myself yet. Like we are just broaching those days and nights where I feel like a full moon. And what moon phase are you in personally in your life? What do you think? Would love to hear it. First step, get everything out and then start making some decisions. What's on this rack and what's in this bag is pretty much what I have, whoop, there goes a boot, is pretty much what I've already decided is not my thing anymore. So what I'm gonna do is go through each and every individual piece, decide what home it should go towards, decide if it needs to go in like a little bucket where it's not yet out of my life, but it's just not me anymore, and then decide if there's something that I can sell. So I'm gonna make those into piles, and then this rack is going to then soon be my weekly 10 by 10 rack where I pull out the clothes that I want to wear that week. I put them on the rack and I close up my closet, and I think that could be a really cool method to help me with distractions and decision fatigue throughout the week, especially because weekly the weather is pretty consistent right now. So I'm gonna close this bad boy, I'm gonna put on a YouTube video, and then if I close this it'll help me from being distracted, and then we'll go section by section and do like athletic wear and jeans and just see what really needs replaced and what I haven't worn for a super long time. The sun is warming up this room, especially having the door closed and everything, so I am living. I can't wait to take off this sweater in like a couple of minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a little note on my phone because there are a few things that I want to get out of my closet, but a few things that I still love so much, but they're just so worn down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all got that favorite t-shirt with a ton of holes, or those sweatpants with a huge holes in the heels. So what I'm going to do is create a note, clothing to look for. And then that will help me when I get in that itch. Sometimes I get in an itch where I'm like, I just really want to introduce something new to my wardrobe. This way I can look at my little list before I just start surfing the web or seeing all of these amazing spring deals. And I can look for something that I need to replace. And that way I am being a little bit more mindful about how I'm shopping, but I'm still kind of satisfying that itch of introducing something new.
Oh, I'm slipping away, so don't let me go, nah, 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 nah. I'm all up in that love haze, so.
If you have a really tough time wrapping your head around getting some old things out or some things that just aren't serving you anymore, I know Marie Kondo says if this doesn't spark joy, it's gotta go to a new home. But I also like thinking about, you know, it's all about creating space, and space is one of just those most valuable things. And I find I can just think so much clearer when I have a space. So I'm almost buying myself space, but the currency is getting rid of some of my stuff. And then when I have space, I am allowing that space to either be or be there to allow something new that is going to serve me into my life. So something I like to think about. As you see my first bag kind of be shut and put to the side. I also think that if you are deciding to get rid of some things and pass them on, it is very smart to put them in an opaque bag or however you're going to pass them on right away. Don't get rid of things that you think you might want in the future, maybe put them to the side. But if there's something where you're like, yeah, no, I don't grab for that, it's nice, it's in good quality, I could definitely pass it on and donate it, put it in a bag and set it to the side and take it right away, because otherwise you're gonna be searching through those bags later and kind of pulling them out, putting them back in your closet. Likelihood, you're just not gonna wear that stuff. So my hot take for the day. This light is so glorious. So what I'm gonna do now, I feel like I'm always like, okay team, what are we doing? Like you're in a huddle or something, so you're a part of my team. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take images of all of the items that I'm gonna be selling and I'm gonna post them to my Depop. So if you are interested, that could be cool. Depop, my username is below the blonde. So it's the same as on Instagram. This is gonna be my first time really doing this, so wish me luck. I've been doing this for a few hours now, and what I did was put them on my Instagram story. So these are all the kind of ones, and then I would take it down and say if it was sold. I feel like Instagram story might actually be the best way for me to go. I think that's all I'm gonna put on there today. I think I put this whole pile, I'll pan down, I'll show you guys, this whole pile down here, and I did sell a couple of pieces. And when you first start, you're like, this is so much work, and like, nobody's reaching out to me, blah, blah. But then you'll get a couple of sales, and then you're like, oh, perfect. I feel like that was worth it because I might have just donated those pieces. So besides that, if they don't sell, I'll find someone that I just know and I will reach out to them and see if they want them. And then if no, then I will just donate them, and that is totally okay too. I already have 2 big bags to donate, and I think I'm gonna go through the other stuff that I thought I might be able to sell and donate those as well, because once you get into it, you really figure out like, okay, it does matter about a brand name. Obviously it matters about quality, and time of year too can also affect these kind of things. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then once all of this stuff is kind of sorted and we know where it's gonna go, then we can start getting into the chest of drawers and this bad boy behind me. I got a tickle in my throat.
Love's got me thinking, worrying here, I've been
Okay, so far I'm so proud of myself because there are things that I've been holding on to for so long, and even in my head I'm like, I think I'm gonna do another skim through as soon as I get things organized, like these 2 drawers. So happy to be through those. Next up, we are going to be approaching the closet. I just wanna say, this does not happen super quickly. You can't do this in an hour. This takes time and thought, and I just really revel in these moments to kind of spend them by myself and just to kind of work with the things that I have, and I hope that you guys find that bit of solace and that bit of peace as well. I think that when I can pick up a garment and see it all the time, I just appreciate it so much more. And you know, there are some pieces where it is painful when you're thinking, oh gosh, I can't believe I spent all that money on this, or I can't believe I, you know, spent whatever. And it just feels painful just to kind of let it go. But you know what? Space is so much more valuable sometimes than holding on to things that provide us absolutely nothing. And space does provide us stuff. So along the way, I've actually sold a couple of more items. So if I sell nothing more, this was definitely an incredible exercise for the first time doing this. And I found it very valuable. That's all. Give it a go. Try selling on your Instagram stories. It's so easy. Do you know what I find hard? It's pieces like this, like pieces like outerwear that you could so easily grab. And I remember when I found this, I really liked it, and I posted on my story a couple times, and I've had gals reach out and be like, oh, where'd you get that? And that kind of as well is a bit of a mind bend because it makes you realize that, oh, other people like this, so I should really like it. And I do like it. I think it's really cool. The only difference is I just don't know if this is where my style is going. But I think with pieces like that, when you just aren't sure, you give it another chance, because now I was just thinking, okay, well, what if I mix this with a piece of style that I actually do really love? For example, instead of going the grunge route, I mix it with a knit like my Holland Cooper jumper that is absolutely gorgeous, and then maybe that will elevate it a bit. I don't know, now I'm on the fence even more, because now I would like to go towards this area, and if I was really going to wear this and elevate it, it would look so much nicer with almost like a camel coat that I don't currently have in my wardrobe. And I think I would rather make some space for that. So as much as this has served me, and I've gotten some great shots in it, and I do really like it, especially because spring's coming, I think my style's just going in a different direction, and again, that's totally okay.
Such a short time being alive. All this hardship inconvenience makes it so hard to make sense. I want this now. I want this now. And I know it's just a matter of time.
These are an example of a top that I would love to maybe find an equilibrium with, but still keep these ones. So one of my very first haul videos, or one of my very first style videos here on YouTube, I showed you guys these. Let me see if I can find a clip, or maybe I'll download that video. It's actually this top, and I ended up getting it in maroon as well. I have been loving both of these, both colors, for a very long time, but I think the way that my style is going, maybe this neutral one makes a lot more sense. But I think the things that I really respond to, the things that I just love to grab, kind of like today, grabbing this black t-shirt and a pair of jeans, or a white t-shirt and a pair of jeans, as boring as that sounds, when I'm doing tasks, it's like an absolute no-brainer. So I kind of want to replace these with a white and black long sleeve. And I was online last night and I found a couple of options, but then I kind of held back from ordering them because I truly want to feel the way I felt when I purchased these, and that's why they lasted so long and are still in my wardrobe. In fact, I think the cost per wear for these must be like nearly $0 because I wear them all the time and under clothes as a thermal. I want to put them on in the changing room. I want to make sure that the next thing that I add to my wardrobe that is like a long sleeve like this is absolutely perfect in terms of fabric and fit. So that is going on my list. I can write that down.
Hold on to something. If only a dream.
dropped off all that stuff, and as much as sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, am I sure all of this like feeling kind of drums up, there were some pieces that I saw on the top where I was like, oh, I have some really good memories associated with that. And then I kind of remembered some pieces where I was like, that was an awful memory that piece reminds me of. So it's so weird how we put all of this emotional baggage into some items, but it feels good. I'm so excited to go home to my space and kind of finish up this video with you guys and just finish up this process and just feel like I have a clearer mind. And now when I search for something online, I'm gonna have so much more perspective on what I need and what I wear all the time. So I hope that you're finding that too in your process. So it is now 7:31. I have officially sold a good handful of items. I have dropped off 4 bags to donate. After dropping off these 4 bags, I just felt this sense of relief, almost a little bit of a sense of, ooh, I hope I'm doing the right thing. But now that I'm back in the room and I'm looking at my closet, I just feel so much better. Like getting dressed in the morning is gonna be so much easier. So I wanted to give you guys an idea of where I want my style to go, what you can expect from me if you keep following here on this channel and subscribe. These are kind of the looks that really inspire me and how I want to build my closet out moving forward. And keeping that in mind can be tough, because when I mentioned my shopping rules, which I will link up above, I kind of mentioned that there can be things out there that I like that aren't necessarily for me anymore, and I really felt that way when I was decluttering today. So that is one of my biggest rules, and the next one that goes very harmoniously with that is it's got to be an enthusiastic yes. A little bit different when you're decluttering versus when you're buying something new, but still, wouldn't it be so great if we had a closet full of enthusiastic yeses? That's kind of the dream. I feel like that's what we're all working towards on Style YouTube. If you are curious about the items that I actually want to replace or pick up new, I am going to be working on that tonight. So I will put a list in the description as well as on this video of some things that I thought of right away that I'm going to be looking for, but looking for in a very intentional way. By no means minimalist, but at least intentional. And I'm really happy with how I've pared my collection down, because everything just feels so much more me. Side note, let me know if you're doing a declutter and any rules or tips that you have, because it would be awesome to get a conversation down in the comments down below. That's pretty much it. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.